Welcome from home. Sorry for the last minute change of venue, but it turns out that I'm not feeling well today, so it's best that we don't meet, but I can still lecture you online, so thank you for joining. Nobody needs to report me for COVID. I'm going to get tested tomorrow. You'll find out as soon as I find out. So that's the fun joys of what's going on. So I already reported myself, so you don't need to report me again. Okay. Let us look at our schedule real quick, and then we'll get into our lecture. It's a short one today, which I'm sure everyone will be happy about. Get to the right class. Okay, so real quick, we'll just look at our schedule, and then we'll do our attendance, and then get going on the torso vessels, which there is not, it's only 11 slides, so it will be a short one tonight. Okay, so November 16 is your next exam. So everything up through what we're covering today. So the 16th is Monday. So just be prepared for that. Oh, we got some people waiting for us. Give me a second here. So just be prepared for your exam on Monday. And let's get into our attendance. And so please remember, when I call your name, just speak up and I will get you down for being here today. Danielle.
Here.
Thank you. Eric. Kirsten.
Here.
Okay. Miranda.
Here.
Okay. Grayson.
Here.
Chelsea.
Here.
Eric Bennett's here.
Who's here? There's two people. Okay, is Eric here? Okay, Jason. Okay. Madeline. Ryan.
Redbird says hi.
Redbird says hi. Macy. Corinne.
Here.
Okay. Jessica.
Here.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
I'm here.
Thanks. Anna.
Here.
And Jeanette.
Here.
Okay. Morgan.
Here.
Okay.
You marked Ryan as not here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now he's here. Olivia. Oh, those are the last two. Maisie. Maisie hasn't been here for quite some time. Okay, did I miss anybody else? Okay. All right, we will go ahead and get going into our lecture. And I apologize ahead of time. I feel a sneeze coming on, so when it happens, I'll try to remember to mute.
So
Eric
everything
Bennett's
from upper torso through tonight is going to be on the exam.
Yes, let's go back. Go back to the schedule real quick, and I'll go through what you have just so you're clear on that. Okay, so we did the upper torso. Oh, yep. Upper torso, heart, lungs, abdominal organs, and torso blood vessels. That is what will be on your exam. Oh, there's comments. Hold on. Oh, Eric, you are here. Yes, Danny, it is going to be a short one. So Jason's computer died and Eric is here. Let me give Eric credit for being here. Did I give, and Jason Hansen's computer died? Jason, you better come back. Okay. All right, hold on, having an issue. Okay. So blood flow, vessels. We'll get started into that. Okay. Oops, let me move. Sorry, I'm trying to move something out of the way. Okay. So it's deceiving because you would think number 1 would be on this picture, but it's not. So it's just numbers 2 and number 3. Sorry. Okay, so number 2 is the ascending aorta. And we have a picture here of a big aorta on the right-hand side for you to look at, which shows you a much bigger ascending, well, we can't circle it in red, huh? A much bigger ascending aorta. Then you have the aortic arch, which is the top part. This portion there is the arch. And then from there below, from the arch and down, that is just the aorta, or your descending aorta. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Anna, for letting me know. Okay. Okay, this picture here shows you the thoracic or the descending aorta and several smaller vessels. So these small ones here, number 6, your esophageal artery. There's more than one esophageal artery, as you can see in this picture. So either one of those would be fair game, but it'd be because your esophagus runs right kind of along the front of your front of your spine. Then your intercostal artery. So intercostal, inter means in between, and costal refers to rib. So these are arteries that are in between the ribs. And you actually find these on the inferior edge of each rib would be an intercostal artery. So each one of these is an intercostal artery. And then number 8, the phrenic artery, which supplies blood to the diaphragm. You can see it splits off here at the top, at superior above the diaphragm, and then you also have a phrenic artery from below, from inferior to the diaphragm. Okay, so this picture here kind of shows you in a little bit more detail of the different arteries and veins in the abdominal pelvic cavity. You don't need to know every single one of these, but the ones you do need to know we'll go through separately. But in this picture here on the left, we're only looking at the abdominal aorta, so the big trunk, not all the branches off of it. But wait, there's more. So I had to do that, I'm sorry. So, so right below the diaphragm, you have 4 different arteries that are branching off. Well, actually 3 branching off of the celiac trunk, which is number 10. So if you see it on this picture here, the celiac trunk is really kind of the main artery, and then you have 3 little branches off of that main artery. And that would be your common hepatic, number 11, your splenic artery in the middle, and then your gastric artery. Well, yeah, gastric artery, this is left, and this is right, because we're looking at this in anatomical position. So your stomach is on the left side, so your gastric artery is going to go to the left. Your liver, your hepatic artery is going to go to the right. Your liver is on the right side of your body. Then your splenic artery, the one that's left in the middle, goes to your spleen, which is more superior and to the left.
So if you ask anything off of this, will it be off of the one that you've put on top, or is that the one that you've been writing on to the left?
I think for this picture, I would use the one that I've been writing on to the left, just because those arteries are bigger, easier to identify. I put the one on the right so that you could actually see where they went. So you could see it going to the spleen. You could see it going off to the hepatic artery. They weren't just little cut off arteries, because they're just little stumps. But I'll probably use the picture on the left for this one. Okay. Same thing for this picture. I'll use the picture provided. So this is going to be your main picture for a lot of those arteries that are going to be on this section of the quiz or an exam. Exam, not quiz. There's no quiz on this. Okay, so 14 is just a little stump, but it's below the set of 3 above. So a little bit further down on the abdominal aorta is the superior mesenteric artery, and this supplies blood to most of the colon. So the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and all of the small intestine. So the only part that it's not supplying blood to, as far as the colon is concerned, is the descending colon. 15, same on either side, the renal arteries. And then 16, another one of those stumps, is the inferior mesenteric artery, which provides the left side of the transverse colon, the descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. So if we looked at this picture here, which I'm not going to test you on this picture, it's just for informational purposes. Here's your superior mesenteric artery supplying your the mesentery, and inferior mesenteric artery supplying the other portion of the mesentery, the other portion of the intestines. Number 17, you have two branches of that. So remember, this is the left side of the body and this is the right side of the body. This is the left common iliac artery, and the right common iliac artery is on the right side. And these are big. This is where the aorta actually splits into two, and these branch off of and head down towards either leg. So here's the picture again in bigger detail. It's fair game for me to ask you the iliac artery on this because it's so big. You should be able to identify the aorta on this because it is so big. Okay. So the common iliac artery is the first major branch, or where the aorta splits into two, heading down towards either leg. And then from there, it doesn't matter because that's heading into legs and is no longer in the thoracic abdominal pelvic cavity region. So you thought my picture was scary? Here is a detailed picture, which, to be fair, would be fair game, but I'll try to be kind in asking you questions. So ones that we have talked about is the hepatic artery, gastric artery, oh, actually, we did the common hepatic. Let's be more specific here. Left and right gastric, so gastric, splenic. And then you just need to know inferior mesentery, superior mesentery, and then your common iliac. So you don't need to know all of these, just the main ones. So the celiac trunk, remember, splits into three. Splits into your common hepatic, your gastric, and your splenic. Okay. Okay, so we're backing up for just a second. I forgot about this slide. It should be in a different part of this region. Going back to the beginning where we were looking at the aortic arch, looking at a couple of branches off of the aorta that you'll need to know. So the very first branch off the aorta is the brachiocephalic artery. Your brachiocephalic artery has a branch that goes up, your common carotid, and a branch that goes lateral, that's your subclavian. And so we talked about subclavian means under the clavicle. And that's literally what the subclavian artery does, is it goes under the clavicle. A small branch off of the subclavian is number 3, your internal thoracic artery. And this supplies blood to intercostal muscles, so the muscles in between the ribs, and to mammary tissue. So 3 that you would need to be able to identify in this picture. You should also be able to identify the aorta, the aortic arch, descending aorta. Oh, esophageal artery. Oh, look at all these ones that we can find here. Phrenic artery, intercostal artery. So there's a lot, actually. This is a nice big picture that shows you all the ones in the thoracic cavity that we've already done. So this is the picture. I'm telling you now. This is the picture I'll use for anything in the thoracic cavity. Okay. Then looking at the veins. So in the thoracic cavity, you just have the inferior vena cava. But then there are several different branches to the veins. So hepatic portal, which is where all of the blood supply from the intestines travels to the hepatic portal. So it collects the nutrients. Oh, sorry, let's back this up. Collects the nutrients from small intestine, brings that all up to the liver through the hepatic portal. The liver then gets the nutrients, cleans the blood, detoxifies the blood, carries out a bunch of other important functions that we've spent time talking about. And then that blood travels back up through the inferior vena cava to the heart. So here we have some more specifics. So number one, the hepatic vein, it's showing all of them. So it's there's only one that I'm going to ask you for this area where number one is, and that will be your hepatic vein. This is for blood that goes to the liver. Inferior vena cava collects blood from the liver and brings it up to the heart through the right atrium. Renal veins, same places that you would find the renal arteries, you have renal veins. Oh, we can't be. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. Okay, remember the intercostal artery? Guess what? You have intercostal veins too. And they are found running right alongside the intercostal artery. And there's also a nerve that runs alongside that too. They're all bundled together in a set of 3. So add that in as number 4. If I can write today, intercostal vein. So there's less veins that you need to know, which is good news for you guys. Going back to this picture, I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything. And the kidneys are taken out of this picture, which is what I wanted to go back and double check to make sure we weren't missing the renal veins. If you need to know the inferior mesenteric, I think you should know the inferior mesenteric vein. Same thing with superior mesenteric vein. Let me erase this so that you can actually see it. Superior mesenteric vein is in this region. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just added a few more things to your list, but they're the equivalents of the arteries. So knowing the superior mesenteric vein and the superior mesenteric artery and the inferior mesenteric vein and the inferior mesenteric artery. So just knowing the pairs. Okay, and then adding to your list the intercostal vein. And then we're done. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we're done. I was gonna add more. Okay, I am so happy to see that many of you joined today. Thank you. And I will post more announcements for you on Sunday when I get your exam up for you. If you have any questions between now and then, please feel free to email me or text me and I'll get back with you as soon as I can.
Will Monday be an exam day or will we have class?
How about let's be to be determined on that one.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I will let you guys know on Sunday. So check your email like you all did today. Thank you so much. Okay, any other questions I can answer for you? Okay, then you guys, thank you so much for coming. It was a short day today. I hope you have a good evening and use your time to study or enjoy your family and friends. Talk to you
So
later.
the digestive organs, they're not going to be in the exam.
No, they are.
They are.
They are. Yeah. So that encompasses all the organs inside except for the urinary system and the reproductive system. That's the next section.
Okay.
Yes. I'm glad you asked that.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.